feel the weight on my shoulders? Can you feel it too? I know that we're getting older. What else can we do? Oh, I believe in the loss of my innocence. Can't tell you what did. Now I know that we will stop making sense. Tonight is okay. Simply saying that I'm never coming down. We never touch the ground. Saying that I'm never coming down. We never touch the ground. We never touch the ground. We never touch the ground. We never touch the
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for taking the time to jump on the webinar tonight. The reason we play that video is just sometimes we've had a pretty busy day and we just want to distract you and just sort of ground you and really just like welcome you to this space and get a bit of a feel for the community that we have growing here as well. Tonight we've got some amazing speakers joining us. We've got Anna, we've got Mandy and Kylie, and we've got Kane, who are going to come share their stories about how they've incorporated the nutritional cleansing system into their daily life, but then also how they've used this as a vehicle to share it with others. So but before we get into that, I better introduce who I am. So my name's Koch-Callaghan, and I guess by trade I'm a physiotherapist. But what's happened over time is I guess I've found some new tools and things that I can add to my belt, and this became one of them. So I guess what I want to share with you is I guess how I got involved with this company and this system. And I guess it goes back to 2.5 years where I was working as a physio. I got pretty run down. I'd been run down for about 2 years. And a good friend of mine, Peter Kelly, she came to me and she said, well, Rawls, you got to check this out. Like it's a nutritional cleansing system. It's based on Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic principles. You've dealt with a lot of this stuff with all the elite athletes you've worked with in footy. This is just a natural version of that. And it took me about 9 months for my health ego. And eventually I sort of looked into it for what it was. I did my due diligence. And within 9 months, I just said, Peter, okay, let's give it a go. So within probably 2 weeks of actually starting the program and doing it properly, I sort of had that thing in my mind. So I was like, I'm going to prove it wrong. Can't be that good. So it's all hoo-ha. But seriously, within 2 weeks, I was just trying to get on top of my gut health and my energy. Because I had long-standing fatigue for about 2 years. And for me, I'd gone through the gauntlet of the medical system trying to get on top of that. So for me to notice a change and a massive shift in my internal body and my physical body to the point where I was getting up out of bed before my alarm clock. And I hadn't had that for about 2 years. to the point where my gut health and the discomfort started to improve. And, I wasn't getting those feelings of, bloating and things like that. So this for me was like, okay, if this can create a shift within me within 2 weeks, imagine what it can do for everyday people. So I shared it with my best mate, Tully, who's another physio, and he was already healthy and he noticed a shift in his sleep and his energy and his recovery after exercise. And then my other mate, Glenn, he was probably one of my most toxic mates in the way that he'd come home from the clink at 6 a.m. on a Sunday, but he lost 10 kilos in the first month as well. So I started looking at this and I was like, well, if this is something that can help a mate who's already healthy and one of my best buddies who I've been trying to help with his health for a long time, I was like, this is something that I'm happy to share. So just like a good cafe, I started recommending it to people. And 2.5 years down the track, we've got a network of nearly 10,000 people that we've helped and been able to create a bit of a freedom income on the side as well. So whatever this is for you, whether you're looking for the health result, or whether you're looking for a tool to add to the belt or something you share with others, or if you're looking for a business opportunity, then the idea of this presentation is just to be as authentic and have as much integrity as we can and cut all the rah-rah and share some real stories and let you decide. So what I'll do is I'll basically introduce the community that we have here is we're all one team. We all work together, but we set up a little community called Bfree, and we're just an integrated community that attracts and supports health-conscious people and freedom-seeking people. And we bring them to the same place and we work together. And I guess Isagenix is a vehicle that contains all these people, so we naturally got attracted to them. And the Start Your Life movement, which is basically the under 35 group within Isagenix. So we all collaborate together and we work together to help more people using this vehicle. Now, the vision of the Start Your Life group is to ignite all young people to own their lives physically and financially, and through our contributions, create freedom and a lasting legacy. So just have a think to yourself what that actually means to be free physically and financially. Like, what does it actually mean? Is it having the freedom to contribute, having the freedom to create a legacy, not only for you, but for your family? So just have a think for a second. And then I guess without getting too woo-woo or rah-rah, I could ask this question and, I'd never had the time to sit there and really think about it. But, you don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to do anything like that. But if you want to, it will help. And just think about this, right? If you woke up tomorrow, time, money, it wasn't an issue. Like, what would you actually do? Would you take a week off work leading into Christmas so you could spend time with your family? Would you travel to that place you've always wanted to go? Would you give in the way that you've always wanted to give? Would you do something for that family member that you've always wanted to do for them? Would you do something for yourself? Would you do something for the community, the people around you? Like, just think about if you had that freedom. Now, what I want to do is just introduce you to, I guess, a bit of a short video that explains a bit about what we're doing here with Isagenix and the Start Your Life movement. So I'll just play this.
All young people, no matter where they're from, race, colour, sex, height, whatever, we all deserve the same freedom that Isagenix can create, the Start Your Life movement can create for us. I believe that at the core of who we are as human beings, we seek a couple of different core feelings, including the feeling of freedom, purpose, and I feel like Isagenix delivers that.
We are a generation of not wanting to do things the way our parents did and wanting to push the boundaries.
We now know and understand how many lives we can actually impact with our time and the money that we're earning with Isagenix. We can give back. This community has been able to take one's passions right, not to wait around for 4 years. Go do something incredible.
To have a group of young people that is moving forward on a mission together to better this world and to go against the status quo of the 40-40-40 plan.
Here's a community of young people ages 18 to 35 who are passionate about living, passionate about being fulfilled.
Before Isagenix, I was burnt out. I was fried, unfulfilled, out of integrity with who I was, not liking who I was, not proud of who I was becoming.
I was overweight. I was tired all the time. I was in debt, living paycheck to paycheck every single week.
Before Isagenix, we woke up in a really tiny apartment. We always joke because we were living on love.
I was tired, and beyond that, I was just really lost, and I felt incomplete.
I was very unhappy, very unmotivated with life.
My life was in shambles. I was looking for mind, body, and spirit clarity. I didn't have it.
I was introduced to Isagenix by my sister. She says, I just met these ladies and they're my
50 years old and they look like 30 and we're doing what they're doing. My beautiful friend Rebecca got started on isogenics. She was amazing enough to share it with me. She said, I have amazing energy. And I said, I want whatever you're doing. Like, that's what I want.
I've been on isogenics products for 10 months and it has been absolutely amazing.
I feel like the Start Group is a place that allows people to create whatever it is that they feel like they deserve in their lives.
Start Group is just a subculture of this amazing company. It's authentic. These people have such high integrity.
It's a mindset of what we can accomplish when we all come together. When we come together, we can change the world, and that's exactly what isogenics has allowed us to do. And that's what we're doing.
What we're falling in love with was helping somebody change their life.
Not only that, I am able to create an income and by sharing this with people. Like, you get paid to help people get better in their lives.
It's exciting to know that we're all the same age and we're all working together. We're all working for the same thing.
As Start people, we're permission bearers. We're able to say, yes, you can do this too. You can do and have everything that you want. There's this massive community of people that are going to hold you up and hold you accountable and see the greatness in you that your network might not see in you. That's okay. But we're going to be a stand for you, even if you're not a stand for yourself.
This can help everyone. This can really help so many people. And I feel like I'm doing people a disservice by not sharing it with them.
You're going to be able to help so many people, and it's just the best feeling in the world. It's awesome to be at home, to be a dad, to not miss out on, morning breakfast with my daughter, picking her up out of bed, coming home at lunchtime every day and having lunch with her.
We invite you to take ownership of your life.
And through contribution,
Begin creating your freedom and your legacy.
Come, start your life.
So I guess the key concepts there, is what if the system works? What happens if that health result that you've been chasing for so long, it's getting rid of that muffin top, or getting that booty for summer for the bikini, or whether it's putting on a bit of muscle, a bit of size, or like me, just getting on top of your gut health or energy. Imagine, what if this system could solve that problem for you? What if there was something in this where you could share this with others and you could spend more time with the people you care about? What if it was real? And I guess the key of what we're going to do tonight is just, like me, I was an open-minded skeptic when I came into this. I had to do my due diligence. But the thing is once you look into it further, and I implore you to do that and listen to the people that are doing it and getting good results and things like that, you'll find that you can too. There'll be something in this where you feel that you can do this too. And I guess that's the aim of this webinar tonight. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to drop some knowledge bombs, and I'm going to introduce some real people so that they can, so you can stop listening to me. And you can find something you relate to with someone else and just find if there's something in this for you. So I guess the key things you're looking at and what we realize in this world is there are a couple of trends. But before we get into that, I'm just going to quickly say that the point of the disclaimer is that from the product side of things, it's just food. It's not intended to diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease. It's used in conjunction with a healthy lifestyle and whole food eating. That's what we promote. And also for the earning levels, it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's you can earn an income relative to the amount of people that you want to help and serve. So it does require work. So we just want to be really authentic with that as well. So now before we get into the knowledge bombs, I just want you to get a piece of paper and have it next to you, or you can have it on your phone. And I want you to start to think about, because this isn't about me, this is about you, and this is about the people that you can help. So anything that pops up that might be interesting or might be intriguing, or someone's name pops to your head, I want you to write their name down and write the reason why. So the first knowledge bomb is that the global weight loss market is worth $672 billion. And the reason that is because 2/3 of the population is overweight and obese. Not just in North America, pretty much in every Western civilization. The scary thing with the World Health Organization is this is actually the leading cause of death as well, and it's preventable. Cardiovascular disease, diabetes, all these type of things is related to this man in the picture, or the mum or the dad or the friend or the brother next to you. So when I found this out, I was like, we've got to do something about it, because we can't just sit there and be willfully ignorant. So what we're going to do is we're going to invite a beautiful lady, Kylie, on to share her story about weight loss. She had a great experience. And Kylie, if you're there, can you take yourself off mute and just share from Dunsborough, not Margaret River, how you use the program.
Hi, Rory. Thank you. Firstly, I'd like to just say thanks for letting me share my story on this webinar. It's been an amazing journey, and it still excites me every day. So before Isogenics, I was had every reason to be happy. I have an amazing family, great friends, you know, live in Dunsborough in a beautiful part of the world, and lived quite a nice life, but I was really miserable with myself, I guess. It's been a real personal journey, and you think by the time you're 44 you kind of have this worked out, but I definitely didn't. And I think before Isogenics I was making it a real hard lifestyle for me, self-sabotage and the mental side of, you know, all that personally was difficult, really difficult. So I was the bubbly one at the party, or the bubbly one socially, and the effort that it took to get out the door was mind-blowing. I would ruin the relationship with my gorgeous partner there that you can see, Chris, and half of my friends before I've even got, you know, out the door, because I just mentally couldn't do it. I was always wearing baggy clothes with tight skinny jeans and holding them, and heavy and puffy, and you know, it was a hard time. I knew I needed to lose some weight, but I could never find the right thing that worked. The weight, a couple of kilos would fall off, but more would come back on. It was never a maintained sort of ride, and the headache that came with it was pretty tragic. So I got introduced to Isogenics by my gorgeous friend Mandy, who's here, that I'm going to be forever grateful for. My first 30 days, she completely supported me, and I did everything as well as I could in that time. I did have a few social commitments, and I still managed to lose 5 kilos. I felt incredible by day 3. My training was amazing. Someone's saying they can't hear the audio. Rory, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Okay, sorry, I just saw a note come up, but that's fine. So I just wanted to, where was I up to?
Day 3, day amazing.
So day 3, I felt amazing. Continued on the journey. It's now been 8 months. I've now lost 9.5 kilos, and I've, just kept this program running in my daily life. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm only 5 foot, but now I just stand so tall because I really like who I am. I love the way I feel. I don't self-sabotage myself at all anymore. It's completely gone out the window. I'm on this journey. I rock it every day, and I share with my gorgeous partner. He's lost 12 kilos. My mum's lost kilos. My gorgeous girlfriend here has, done incredibly well. Paula, I'm really proud of. And it's just allowing me now to share this journey with other people and get off that roller coaster. It is possible. There is another way. And, yeah, I'm super happy. So thanks, guys. Thanks, Rory.
Mate, I didn't realise your story was that in depth, where you lost 9.5 kilos and your partner lost 13 as well. So, and I guess for anyone listening, just think about that. Like if you would love to lose 5 or 10 kilos, or if you'd love to help your partner lose 5 or 10 kilos, it might be something you can do together. Working in clinical practice, working as a personal trainer in my past, I never knew of a vehicle that could create that type of change. So this is just a bit of a science bomb, but they compared this program for weight loss with the heart healthy diet in the United States, which is what the doctors recommend. And this program got 56% more weight loss, 47% more fat loss with Isogenics, and twice as much visceral fat loss, which is that fat around your organs and your belly. So that's not just a little thing. That's like a big thing, because you've got an independent program versus something that the government's funding, and this is doing better. So just something to take note of. Now, I guess the next big knowledge bomb is the fact that a lot of us spend a lot of money going to gyms, and probably about 90% of us don't actually go. So that's another big thing is people are looking for solutions within the gym setting, either put on muscle to shred down or, even just get that weight loss without having to get on a treadmill and run for, 4 months in a row. So what we've got is we've got Kane, who's a good mate of mine, a personal trainer. He's an advocate for men's health, and he's got a real strong passion for that. So Kane, what I wanted to do is invite you on, mate, and just share your experience from the energy and performance side of things, and I guess where you've taken it from there. If you're still there.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yep, gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, sweet. Thanks, man. Thanks for inviting me even to be on here. It's always a privilege to be able to be a part of someone else's presentation and share my story. And it's been quite a story. I've loved it. It's been I was just doing the math then. It's 22 months since I first said yes to Isagenix. And like yourself, I was an open-minded skeptic because I was interested after what I'd heard about it, but I wanted to know how well it worked from a personal standpoint. And when I first got started, it was like pretty much what Kylie just said. The first 3 days, I noticed a lot of things about my energy and my sleep changed instantly. I'm a personal trainer, so you work some silly mornings and some silly nights. And your patterns all out of whack. So I was tired throughout the middle of the day when I wanted to be at the beach, I wanted to be training, and I was actually napping on the couch or even napping in the office at the gym. But when after Isagenix, I was able to sleep really well through the night. And then because of that, my energy throughout the day got a whole lot better. My workouts got a whole lot better. And after my first about 2 months, I managed to lose 5% of body fat and put on 4 kilos of lean muscle at the same time. And I say 2 months because in my first 30 days, I kind of had my ego hat on and thought I knew a little bit better and mucked around with the program a little bit. But because I felt those things just on a feelings sort of standpoint, I thought if I give it a proper crack the way it's meant to be done, what can happen if I do it like that? So the second month I did it by the book, and the total result of those 2 months was what I just talked about then. And that was my first 2 months. And then over the next 10 months from then, I actually got back into football. And just with the whole adding cardio to my regime, I lost about 6 kilos over the football season, which is not what I enjoy doing. I hate cardio anyway. But so that finished in 4 months ago, 3.5 months ago. And I thought, we have the Ice Body Challenge, was a 16-week challenge with Isagenix. So I've used that as a tool to test the products again, to see if I can put on that weight that I lost in the football season, but also put it on without putting on any fat. And I'm happy to report that yesterday I was finishing my Ice Body Challenge and I've put on 7 kilos without putting on any added percentage of body fat. So over 16 weeks, I put on more than the weight I lost through football. And obviously there's not much cardio. And then I'm doing a little bit of swimming cardio because I'm doing the Rottnest swim. So I am doing a little bit of it, but it's mostly weight training. I still eat plenty of real food. That's one thing that people have a concern about. But I've noticed that when there's those weeks or days that I don't get Isagenix as I like to have it daily, if I miss like a weekend when you're out with your friends, you're not at home, then I notice it that if I'm missing out on the stuff that I love with Isagenix, especially in the morning. Isagenix shakes every day. It's a staple diet for me. And that's my personal results. And as a result of the last 20 months, because of my own confidence in it, I've been happy to share it with friends and also clients as well as a personal trainer. And everyone that does it properly, I would like to make sure that people know that you got to do it properly, gets awesome results. Some people come into it still with that little bit of mindset that maybe it's a quick fix or maybe I can get my results and get out. But as a personal trainer, I can get a little bit blunt sometimes. And if you are someone that's overweight or out of shape, not necessarily overweight, but out of shape that you want, think about how long you've been in the shape you didn't want to be in. And then if it takes you 30 days, 2 months, 6 months, 12 months to get into the shape that you wanted to be in, that you've been out of shape for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, even your whole life, that's the kind of mindset you've got to go into anything with. And this is not a quick fix, it's a lifestyle. And when anyone realizes that, we've heard from Kylie already, and you're going to hear a couple more stories, but it's the most incredible thing that I've had happen to me as far as improving my health, improving my training, and impacting people in my business as well.
Mate, that's thanks for sharing that, Kane. And I guess that would relate to a lot of guys and even a lot of women on here who might be in the energy and performance realm and looking to trim down and really shed that body fat and also put on the muscle mass. And I think the cool thing about it is, people say, well, it's just exercise, like you just get a healthy lifestyle. But we've had people do the first 30 days and shred down without doing any exercise. And I guess what you've shown there is that, you can do the strength training and shred down and put on muscle, but then you do the cardio and you shred down further, but then you can put on the muscle mass without putting on fat. So I think that's such a great example for people, man. So I really appreciate you jumping on and sharing your story.
Thanks, man. I appreciate being here. Heaps. Thanks.
A big thing for me being, I worked with physio with sort of elite athletes and state level athletes, and the biggest question I get asked is like, can we use it? And I guess the fact that Olympic athletes, national, state level, athletes are using it, people like Natalie Cook, who was in the Olympics, Dirk Venter, Rico Gear from the New Zealand All Blacks, I guess we're just painting a picture that if these guys can use it, the testing is so stringent for those guys that it means you can too. So it's just natural. It's there's nothing synthetic or artificial, which is the best thing about it. And it's probably half the reason why, well, it is the reason why you get the best results. So what we're going to do now is with global anti-aging, this probably sparks a lot of interest because I know a lot of women, especially, and maybe some men, are putting a lot of stuff on their skin to try and look better. But I guess we can all agree that the way we look on the outside is a reflection of how we feel on the inside. So, sometimes I talk about this nutritional cleansing program as being a shower from the inside. So what I want to do is I want to invite Mandy onto the webinar to share her story from, being a mum with kids and living down in Dunsborough as well, about how she went with the program. Welcome, Mandy.
Thanks, Rory. Again, thanks for having me on the call, and hi to everyone. So for me, before I sort of started on the products, I was definitely that person always looking for the next best thing, looking for something, and just, felt like I was always living this healthy lifestyle by eating healthy and exercising, but I just wasn't getting the results that I felt I should be for the effort that I was putting in. So trying to train, but, having that lack of energy, never slept very well, always suffered from gut issues, and my stress levels, I really felt like they were sort of out of control, and I wasn't able to be that person that I knew that I was. So I'm a busy mum of two teenage girls, and life is crazy, and I just was searching for something that was going to make me feel the best version of myself. So I was introduced to the products 13 months ago by my beautiful friend Kim, and I, without a doubt, have to say that, at the age of 41, I've never felt better. Like I have this, now I have this abundance of energy. I feel like I glow a bit more than, what I used to, and I've got things under control. My sleep is so much better. My stress levels just seem to be back in balance. My gut issues that I have complained about to so many people for so many years, I no longer have to complain about because they've improved dramatically. And I just have this abundance of energy. So for me, the health results have been incredible. So that was just a result then of actually sharing my experience with family, friends, anyone who was, interested or willing to listen, which was phenomenal in that all of a sudden there was this secondary income coming into my bank account. So, which just allowed my family to have that little bit more, that extra income. So I'm now really, really excited because that has enabled me to, in a week's time, retire from my 10-year career as a travel consultant and focus on this time. Yeah. So, this company is amazing. The products are amazing. I don't need to validate that. It speaks for itself. It's exciting times, and I just think that, it's worthwhile putting aside that skepticism, putting aside that ego, and just giving it a shot and working it out for yourself, because it's life-changing. So thank you.
That's awesome, Mandy. And I guess, again, the proof is in the pudding, and I love it that, we talk about, getting healthy and all that type of stuff. We share stories about that, and we talk about people, being able to develop a secondary stream of income. But I guess the proof is in the pudding. The fact that you can leave your 10-year job after getting this amazing health result, it just shows that this, again, is something real. It's not this taboo thing. So I just want to say thank you for sharing your story with us. And what we're going to do now is invite on a beautiful lady by the name of Anna Richards to come have a chat with us in a second. But I guess what we're going to talk about here is the fact that, network marketing can be very taboo. Talking about money can be very taboo. But at the end of the day, like 69% of college graduates have an average student loan debt of $28,400 by the time they just finish university. Doing physio, I had a $60,000 HEX debt, and I've come out, I've worked, studied for 5 years and come out in debt. Then I'm prepared to trade time for money to try and get ahead. Also, the other thing, I guess, is money and work are the primary stresses for about 76% of people. And just think about that yourself. Like, what is the thing you probably complain about every week? What is the thing that gets you stressed? What's the thing that makes you feel the way you do? And if we're really open and honest with ourselves, a lot of it comes down to what we're doing on a daily basis and the reason we are doing it, which is to try and survive both physically and financially. So you can probably tell by Anna's pictures, she's had a pretty amazing health transformation. But I guess, Anna, what I want to do is introduce you on to really talk about that taboo of, network marketing and how you do it with such authenticity and the integrity that you have. So just like to welcome you on if you're there, Anna.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm just laughing because I hope that my first photo doesn't offend. With the middle bird up. But I suppose that's a really hilarious way to delve into the authenticity of all of this in a sense. That photo I actually shared ages ago. I didn't know Rawls was using it. I love it though. But I shared that, I think, more just to track a journey of self-development over the past 7 to 8 years. But tonight, if you're brand new and you're listening to this and you've already had doubt creep in, I think that is the best picture to say that you can come from wherever your story has led you to this date and you can completely transform your life. So I started Isagenix 2 years and 9 months ago. And I was not someone who had any skepticism. I was not someone who came in and wanted to prove anyone wrong. I actually said the words, I want to prove this company right. I want to prove that these products work, and I want to prove that the compensation plan works. So for me, I have got a phenomenal health story. The products have completely changed my life in every single way. But you can really see that in I think you're right. So I'm not going to talk about the health tonight, but just understand that when I do talk about numbers and the business story, that it starts and ends with health for me. And that's why I started this. So I said yes to Isagenix because of the health. A complete stranger shared an opportunity with me that, she was aligned with this company and they had world-class nutritional cleanse products, and it was attached to this, in this kind of energy, this phenomenal compensation plan. And oh my God. And I just said how I wanted to retire my mum and I didn't know how I was going to do it. And she said she wanted to as well. And it was just electric. And I said yes. I basically was like, shut up and take my money. And came home. I was so excited. I didn't understand it. And this is what I always say to people. Tonight, if you're brand new or if you've been doing this a while and you still don't get it, I never got it straight away. I just knew that there was health products, and this is in its most basic form. I knew that I was saying yes to health products. If they worked, awesome. If they didn't, it was risk-free because I could send it back and get my money back. And if I shared it because I loved it, I would get paid on that. And that made complete sense to me. So I had no stuff around it because I was like, hang on a minute, I'm doing that every single day. I blogged. I love to write. That's my passion. And I was thinking, not for money. I've never taken a cent for, promoting something that I love, except for Isagenix. But, I would go to an incredible, having a facial and blog about it. And, the next week or fortnight I'd go in and she'd go, what did you say? I had 12 girls call up and book. So I was like, this model made sense to me and it really excited me. So I literally came home that night. It was 11 o'clock when I got home from dinner. I was in the system by midnight that night. And the next day, 7 a.m., I was learning. I was on my computer. I wanted to know more about the products. I wanted to understand this compensation plan. And I was a real self-learner. So cannonballed into the business. And like I said, there was money on the table. And I don't have stuff around money because I am a child who grew up with, horrendous domestic violence. We had to have churches feed us. My mum had a lot of stuff around money and I learned from her mistakes. And I was like, I never want to grow up having to worry about where my food is going to come from. And I never want Christmas to be a stressful time. And I want to bring children into this world and not have to feel sick about the school, how I'm going to afford the school that I want to send them to. So the fact that this came knocking to me, that's how I look at it. I was really excited, and I immediately looked at the compensation plan, and I encourage you to the depths of my soul to do that. And I just started to talk about it. That's all I did. The product hadn't arrived yet, but I was at work and I was like, I'm really excited. I've said yes to this thing, and started to share that I was doing Isogenics. My box came, I put it online, and just started to talk. First month, health changed, shared that to everyone I knew, and really worked my ass off. And by doing that, I replaced my corporate income, which was an incredible income. I was a business development manager for a mining company. I replaced that income within 3 months with Isogenics. And I made the choice as a woman to step away from my corporate career and become a full-time professional network marketer. And I've never looked back. And, then the milestones I hit in the company were I'd hit 6 figures at 6 months. And on my 12-month anniversary with Isogenics, I'd created a multiple 6-figure income for myself yearly. So that was a weekly income just coming in, whether I was working by the pool in Bali, whether I was traveling to Japan, whatever I was doing, I had control of my life, my income, and my future. And that really, really excited me. And what I loved most about it was every dollar that I earned was just another life impacted. I earned more, that meant more health was getting impacted. So I really love that. And since I have said yes, I have been able to retire my husband, who's out there cooking dinner, as good husbands should. And we now live an extraordinary life, and we get to help thousands of people do what we've done. So to us, just to give you an idea of our current situation 2 years and 9 months in, we earned this week more. I won't say the dollar figure because it's probably not compliant. It's big. But we earned more this week than I wrote it out. So I worked it out. We earned in 1 week what we both would have earned in 2 months in our corporate careers in a week. And we just got back from Bali. So I work my ass off. Don't ever think that anyone can come in and it's get rich quick or little bit of work and then TV and forget about it and then pick it back up in a couple of days. I am consistent with this. I have a mission to impact world health with the company, and I do that. So you can too, is what I always say to people. You just have to have a burning desire and really want to impact world health. And I do. I was crying twice today over transformation stories from my team. So, it's where it starts and ends for me. But the income is it's completely life-changing. So I've gone over my 2 minutes, but I get excited.
Nah, Anna, I think that is such a powerful story, because I can just imagine the amount of women out there going, I wonder a way where I can retire my husband so he can cook dinner for me. I think that would resonate with so many.
It's wonderful.
It's amazing. But yeah, seriously, thanks for taking the time to come on. I know you are such a busy woman, and I know that your story is so powerful. So that's the reason I want to share that with people, because we do have such great people in the company and such great people that we collaborate with, that we just want to share that with everybody. So if you're on tonight, hopefully you feel very privileged to listen to, Kane and Kylie and Mandy and Anna. And I guess what I'm going to do now, we've gone for about 40 minutes and you've got an idea about what we do and the stories and that type of stuff. But you can either leave us here now, or you can stick around for another 10 minutes. And what I'm going to do is just quickly run through the products and just quickly run through why we collaborate with Isogenics and a little bit about the business plan. But we'll probably direct you to some tools and some links so that you can really figure that out yourself. Probably the nitty-gritty of this is to really meet the real people and know that there's something in this for you. So that little piece of paper that we had at the start, if anything's resonated with you from Anna or Kylie or Mandy or Kane or myself or anybody, just write their names down and just think of somebody that you could do this with, or someone you could start with. You might not be ready now. It might be something for the new year. You might want to go be social, like Kylie said, and do that over summer. And that's cool. So if you are ready to start maybe the new year, that's cool too. So it's your choice. If you want to stick around, I'm going to quickly run through this. So like Anna said, the richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for a job. So many of us come out of university, come out of high school, we trade time for money. And that's not a bad thing, but I'm just saying there are different ways of doing it. You can do both. You can build networks and you can be an employee and work for someone else. But at the same time, you probably resonate with the fact that you probably want to build your own dream rather than always building someone else's. Or you can do both. So just imagine being in a business that, like Isogenics, that converges all these trends, all these stories, all this realness, and then gives you the opportunity as an everyday person to do that. So I guess the key solutions that this company has is weight loss or weight management, energy and performance, like you heard from Kane, healthy aging, like you heard from Mandy, and then wealth creation, like you heard from Anna. And I guess delving into now the nitty gritty of what this program is, like the full wellness wheel talks about all the different aspects of health. And you've probably heard elements of all of it here. You know, people who got more energy so they could exercise. People who got more, who lost that weight, which then, you know, turned into a bit of self-love or things like that. But the core of this is we start with food, nourishment, and nutrition. We add a really amazing community around it, and then we add in all the different pieces of the puzzle as we go. And this is one tool that's become very holistic for me. So I guess from a nutritional point of view, the key here is to really look at nutrition from the point of, okay, we consciously have to keep the bad stuff out, right? And a lot of us struggle with that. Gut health, we need to make sure that our gut is functioning optimally so that we are what we absorb. It's not what we eat, it's what we absorb. And then help our body naturally detoxify and cleanse, because let's be honest, you probably went out for drinks on the weekend, you've probably eaten some average food along the way, and our environment is getting more polluted than it ever has been before. So, and we're putting things in our skin and things on our food that we don't even realize we're getting in our body. So our body is just under a bit more load to get all these impurities out. So we need to help that process. And then I guess we look at the 90 building blocks we need every day. We need carbs, we need fats, we need protein, we need water, we need vitamins, we need minerals, we need trace minerals. And most of us don't even get close to 50% of that every single day. So I guess the aim of this program is to go, well, okay, what is our body made of? Let's meet people where they're at, eat as clean as you know, and teach you how to eat more clean as you go. And then add in a system or a process that could really help you optimize your health. And this little video just gives you a bit of an idea for all the science nerds out there about the science behind the products. So you get an idea about where it comes from.
Does your health company offer no compromise quality? I'm Dr. Cho, Isogenics Chief Science Officer. Isogenics goes above and beyond to ensure products are safe, pure, and effective. The basis of our no compromise ingredient policy. In fact, Isogenics spends hundreds of thousands of dollars on testing of raw materials, finished goods, and third-party testing each year. Here's the process in 8 steps. Step 1. Scientists research and select raw materials. Partnering with John Anderson, the Scientific Advisory Board, and respected universities, more than 35 scientists reviewed scientific literature to find ingredients and those that are safe and support health. Step 2. Isogenics identifies sustainable suppliers who produce fresh ingredients that are grown and produced by nature and meet requirements for effectiveness. Step 3. Isogenics qualifies manufacturers by performing extensive audits and relies on independent audits to ensure quality control and safety. Step 4. All ingredients must meet or exceed CGMPs, or guidelines from the FDA and other international regulatory boards such as Health Canada that must be followed to guarantee raw materials and finished products are safe and free of impurities. Step 5. While in quarantine, raw materials are tested for identity, purity, which includes microbial activity, pesticide, and heavy metals, strength to ensure potency, and finally, organoleptic property, meaning taste, color, odor, and texture. Step 6. After analytical and sensory testing, formulas are sent to commercial production. Step 7. Isogenic oversees finished product quality and compliance. This involves supervision of testing methods used by manufacturers, evaluation of identity, purity, strength, and composition of the final product, independent third-party testing to make sure what's on the label is actually in the product, and stability testing to confirm that quality of product sustained for extended shelf life. Step 8. Isogenic products are ready to be shared around the world. When it comes to safety and purity, there's no compromise with Isogenics products.
So I guess the key thing there, to take away is that there's so much method behind the madness, and you don't need to know that stuff. You've got some of the world's leading nutritional scientists that have done all that for you and then create a simple system. So the key is it's no compromise quality, and obviously the source, the sustainable suppliers, all those things they were big for me. But what I want you to look at now, and obviously the outcomes, right? But what I want you to look at now is, I'm just going to do a quick overview of the system for you. But again, I'm not a nutritional expert. I'm not going to try to be. But what I do know is the simplicity of the program. Go to the bottom left. There's product details at isoproductau.com, and all the sciencey details for your health nerds like me, isogenicshealth.net. So you can go and have a look at everything in detail. It's very transparent. But ideally, if you look to the bottom of the screen, there's a little canister called Cleanse for Life. So what this little guy does is you combine that with intermittent fasting, which we know the benefits of intermittent fasting these days. It's proven through science. And then what you do is you add in Chinese herbs and botanicals, and you do a cleanse day per week. So ideally, you're just helping your body naturally detoxify. Then what you're doing is you're adding in building blocks for gut health. So you've got Isoflush, it's got aloe vera, bentonite clay, and some other great sort of raw organic materials that help your gut function at its optimal so that you can absorb the food. And then what you're doing is you're adding in something like Ionics on the left, which is for stress and energy. So basically, Google something called adaptogens. The Chinese Olympic team has been using them for the last 40, 50 years. That's probably the reason they've been kicking our ass. But basically, it's a thing that helps you build energy in the morning, but also chill out at nighttime. So, when Kane was talking about getting a good sleep, or you hear people talking about getting up with this new energy, a lot of it comes from what's in the Ionics in conjunction with everything else. Now, the other one is the isolate shake. So protein is such an important part of our body. It's not just for building big muscles. It is the basis of our DNA. So every piece of our DNA is made up of amino acid chains, which is protein. So we need to find the best source in the world and then match that to our body. So the best source of whey protein comes from New Zealand because they don't use antibiotics, they don't use hormones, everything's grass-fed, milk by season, and then they put that into a product which has the perfect balance of good fats, carbs, and protein, plus digestive enzymes, the same stuff that's in like your Yakult, so your pre and probiotics, and some other cool little trace minerals which are put through all the program. And then I guess after that, the fifth pillar is product B. So healthy aging is a really important part. Now, Dr. Bill Andrews won a Nobel Prize for the first step of anti-aging with telomere support. So again, go look into product B. But basically what it is it basically helps your body age the way it should, and it promotes cellular health. So he added this to this program because it could be absorbed and optimized when used in conjunction with a system that was functioning as a whole. So I guess that's the nitty gritty, and everything around that is just the spark plugs and the missing building blocks that you need to run the car. But if you look at it as a system that matches your whole food eating, then you can see that you basically dot the I's and cross the T's there. So the first 30 days, what we recommend is you do the 30-day reset. So it's either doing Presence Pack or Energy and Performance Pack, and basically you eat as clean as you know, add the system, press the reset button, and then what you do is you reassess at 30 days and then figure out what you're going to do to maintain the next month. So for the most part, most people will keep up with the 4 or 5 main pillars. Some people keep choosing to do the continual program over and over again. Whatever it is to you, right? You've just got to figure out what your body's getting every single day and match what you're getting from whole food eating with what you're using through natural supplementation. Now, I guess the key thing as well is the partnership. So the reason we chose to collaborate with Isagenix is they not only have a vision to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, whilst creating the largest health and wellness company in the world, but they're actually doing it. You hear from young people like Anna, myself, and Kane, like young people from Perth, most isolated city in the world. We're doing it, So it's not just a thing. I think I heard a stat the other day. They're creating, for every $20 million in revenue, they're creating a millionaire in the company. They're one of the fastest. They're the fastest direct selling product in Australia last year in 5 years, which is unheard of. So I guess all that points towards the fact that you're in the right place. You're collaborating with the right people, and the fact that we're attracting such amazing people to our group and our community, I think, says a lot as well. So there's over a decade of financial stability. So if you're looking at it from a business point of view, a lot of you probably started small businesses and they failed within the first 10 years. If they make it past 10 years, there's 95% survival rate. The owners have worked in network marketing, so they know the business model. They've collaborated with John Anderson, who's the guy that created the system, and the 36-odd leading nutritional scientists. Ranked number 27 globally in direct selling, which is massive for a company that's only 14 years old. And they've done $3 billion in cumulative sales, and they're about to do $1 billion in 2015, which again is unheard of. So if you're looking at this company, which is only launched into 14 out of 88 countries, it's set to do $1 billion in sales, where over 50% of the revenue is given back to the people. It's insane. So just want you to take note of that. And if you're looking for, like, if you want to invest in shares, you want to start a business, look at this and just be like, the growth, the timing, the trends, all the dots should be linking, and you should start to see, well, what if I get the health result? What if I do share? And what happens if I do start to help these guys grow whilst doing my own thing? So like we talked about the global opportunity, like we've taken this product into Jakarta and Indonesia, like we talked about. Some people have taken New Zealand, and it's only just gone into Asia. It hasn't even gone into the United Kingdom yet. So there is so much room for growth. And to think that it's the fastest direct selling product in Australia, just imagine what it's going to do in other countries. So I guess your opportunity is to give the products a crack and just try it. And if it's like a good cafe that you authentically, with integrity, want to share with people, do it. And then you'll find people that see this as a legitimate business with you, and then you can work with them. And like Anna said, keep it so simple, but just do what you do naturally, and be okay to allow for the law of receptivity. And I guess go back to that list and start to think, who are 2 people that you could start with? Who could you share this with? People that have those dreams we talked about at the start, or people who just need the health solutions. And it's not to put more weight on, the stress and the financial versus the health solutions. It's hard to argue which one's more important for some people, but I guess if you ask them, then you can get to know. And just to finish off with, people often say, like, the program to start for the first month was about $600, right? And the average person spends about $3,500 per year on their health, and they spend about $4,000 on their car. So the way I look at this is you're just doing like a detox of your car, but you're doing it for your own body, probably because you value it more. And the beauty about it is you do the program. If for whatever reason you decide it's not for you, you can eat the products, do it all, send the boxes back, and get your money back at the end of the first month. So it's free regardless, right? There's no risk. Or you try it, you like it, and then you share it with 2 people, and you get a rebate of between $150 and $370 back from the company. And you can look at this in more detail, just for sharing with 2 people or starting with 2 people. And then the idea is that the people that you've got started, they probably want to do the same. So you help them do the same. So if you help do you plus 2, them plus 2, your $600 program, for your $600 program, you actually get $820 back in your bank account in the first month. So you either do it, try it, it's not for you, or you do it, try it, you love it, you share it, and then you can eat for free with some as well. And I guess the people like Anna that you heard about who went on and became really good at this, all they've done is maintain that integrity and authenticity and just done it over and over for 2 years and created a secondary source of income. So hopefully there is something in this for you. And I just want you to really think about this and figure out what it is that really attracted you to this. Why did you get on the call tonight? Why did you get on the webinar? And hopefully the real stories, the authenticity of what we're doing. Yes, it's not the be all end all, but it's a big part of the solution for a lot of people. So that's it for me, guys. I just wanted to thank you again for taking the time to join us. We did go close to 55 minutes because the stories were so good. So I apologize if we went a little bit longer than expected. But what I'll do is I'll put this on our YouTube channel. And if you feel you want to share this webinar with anybody, or you feel it's going to resonate with anybody, feel free to take the time and attract them to this in the same way that you were probably attracted to it. And hopefully we see your story up here in one of these webinars sometime soon. So that's it for me, guys. All the best, and talk to you soon.